Story time. Back in lower primary or early childhood development years, when we had story time, during those years in classes, we used to have story time, at least 1 hour, a lesson for story time. So we would say, keep quiet, and then start story, story, story come, story, story, story come. And then you start by saying, long, long time ago, or once upon a time, mountains and mountains beyond the village, there used to live a very old man by the name Mzee Safari. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, netizens. It will all depend at the time that you'll be watching this video. Hope you're good. Hope you started your new year with a bang, with good health. You'll forgive me, there's a lot of background noises. There are a lot of trucks passing by. I am just next to the road. I don't know if you can see. I'm just next to the road. Anyway, that on aside. Story time. It has occurred to me severally. I don't know if it has occurred to you. Some will laugh out of it. Some will regret, and then you say, oh God, why did it happen? Mostly when you are visiting or dead in the night. Or it happens even when you are with your crush or your girlfriend. Some awkward thing happens. I know it has occurred to you. You can relate. Maybe you are in your neighborhood. You are late for work. And maybe the bus station or a place where you can get public transport, for those of us who use public mode of transport. Maybe the motorbike, rickshaws or tuk-tuk, or even taxis. It's a walking distance, like let's say 3 minutes walk or 5 minutes walk. Or you live in an apartment where most of the neighbors have vehicles. And then this one particular morning, you're just minding your business, or you are waiting at the bus stop. You just walked the 3 minutes, you are waiting at the bus stop. There are no people. You're just waiting for that vehicle. Maybe you've dressed heavily, jeans, overcoat, trench coat, heavy jacket. Maybe it's cold or it's been drizzling. That's why you've dressed heavily. And then you can't control nature. You just feel like, man, my stomach feels full. I can break some wind. I can break some wind. And yet, time is not on your side. You are waiting for a vehicle. The moment you just release it, it's not that loud one. No. There's a way it gushes out, and then you even feel relieved. Oh God, oh boy. You feel relieved. You just break wind. Then from nowhere, from nowhere, your good neighbor appears with a vehicle. He or she with the wife or with the husband, plus the one kid. They're also rushing. Hey Eric, you going to work? Yes. Oh, can you give you a lift? Tell me, you've just feeling comfortable, you've just broke wind, and you dressed so heavily, the fumes have not even left your trousers, or the fumes have not even left your jacket, and you can feel them up here. Because maybe there are some, you can feel the CO, is it CO2 or is it carbon monoxide? You can feel the gas. And he's your good neighbor downstairs neighbor, upstairs neighbor, or the neighbor who lives to the extreme end, or the neighbor who lives next to the gate, arrived just the moment you've broken. Your good neighbor just arrived the moment you've... Psst. He or she wants to give you a lift. Do you get into the vehicle? Do you take the offer of a lift? Or you wait until the fumes subside? Tell me. Tricky situation. What do you do? Do you board? Or do you just say, I'm waiting for someone? Oh no. There's someone I'm waiting for. Or do you get in with your full fumes, full force? I excused myself. I said, I'm waiting for my colleague. He just called. He says he's coming. He's going to offer me a lift. At least I dodged that so that my fumes levels reduce. Story number 1, egg gone. Story number 2, you just visited your good buddy and it's a sleepover. Maybe it's a arranged sleepover, or you didn't, or maybe you are visiting. Most of those of us that live in the villages. Should I really say this? Should I really? No. Let's wait for part 2. There's a customer that has just entered. Let's wait for part 2. Stay tuned.